Aloha, everyone. We're back for another midweek interview because this week on midweek, we have Nicholas Iwamoto. As you all know, he is a survivor of a 2009 incident that happened. And thank you so much for being here, Nick. It's been amazing to just hear your story and connect everything to your article that will be coming out soon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me and letting me share my story.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's so inspirational. And for those who don't know what happened back in 2009, if you're comfortable, can you share a little bit about what you endured in 2009 and what happened from there and with your medical journey?
Yeah, sure. So I was about to enlist in the Army National Guard in 2009, and I decided to hike Coco Crater because I thought I had heart problems. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna hike this really steep mountain, and if I die of a heart attack, then I won't enlist. If I don't die of a heart attack, then it means I'm ready to enlist and serve my country. I'll just say my heart got tested in the biggest way possible that day. Uh, an individual had a schizophrenic break, and he thought Japanese men wearing blue were government agents and were going to kill him. So it just so happened that there were two Japanese guys wearing blue. I was one of them. I'm half Japanese, and he tried to kill me, and it was a very unfair, cowardly attack. I didn't even have a chance to catch my breath when I got to the top, and he stabbed me 18 times. I fought back, um, and then he pushed me off the top of the crater, and I fell 100 feet. So I broke my neck, fractured my skull, both my lungs collapsed, left lung was punctured, liver got stabbed, diaphragm was stabbed. Uh, an artery in my temple got severed, my jugular vein was stabbed, concussion, broken right ankle, and I lost 5 pints of blood. And through the efforts of a lot of people, including Good Samaritans, firefighters, paramedics, doctors, nurses, I survived. And it's been uh, it's been quite a journey. I I can't believe how far I came. There were challenges, of course. He was acquitted because of temporary insanity. And just 3 years after he tried to kill two people in, the most violent way imaginable. I mean, this might be the most violent attempted murder ever committed. And I'm proud to say that I survived that. But he was just 3 years after the attack, he was allowed to go to college at Winter Community College unescorted. And my mom and I had to find out on the news. No one told us. And my mom hasn't been the same person ever since. She has PTSD because of that, because we weren't. So that lit a fire under me.
Mhm.
And I didn't want others to experience what I experienced in the justice system. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a say in the matter. So ever since that time, once in around 2015, 2016, I started really making, notable progress in rebuilding my life.
Mhm.
Um, that's when I became a part of Marcy's Law for Hawaii. It it was a victims' rights movement to give victims of violent crime the same constitutional rights as their attackers. And I testified for the House and Senate. I bared my soul. I said exactly what happened and how hard it was to be a victim in the justice system. And I made a compelling argument. It passed in the House and Senate. Sometimes it had unanimous support. It passed every round of hearings, and then someone killed it before it could get to the governor's desk. it had overwhelming support of the public. I mean, it seems no nonsense, right? Like to give victims the same rights as their attackers. But it it wasn't in the cards. But I wasn't deterred. I've met so many people throughout my journey who can empathize with what I've experienced, like survivors of sexual assault, domestic violence, family members of murder victims. I can relate to almost everyone because of the extent of my trauma.
Right.
So I've been able to reach a lot of people with my story. And I went back to school. I graduated from UH Hilo 4.0. I
Yay.
got $90,000 in scholarships and grants. I became a published author. I wrote 14 research papers about World War II, all on my iPhone.
Wow.
So even my senior thesis, I wrote about Nazi Germany's fuel shortage and how it contributed to their defeat in World War II. I wrote that thing on my iPhone.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is one of the greatest achievements in scholastic history. I can't believe I did that.
I
I
know.
mean,
I
it's because I don't know how to turn on a computer. It was out of necessity. So I never stayed silent. Anytime people asked me to speak, or anytime I had the opportunity to use my platform for good, I did. And I was given a unique opportunity and I seized it. I had a very consequential meeting with Mitch Roth, mayor. He was the prosecutor at the time, and he heard about one of the speeches I gave to the Rotary Club, and I was talking all kinds of crap about prosecutors. And so he sat me down, and he gave me a piece of his mind, and that meeting really it changed my life. Your job is to get to that point
Mhm.
where you come so far that you actually choose this life. And if you could go back in time, that you wouldn't. Where I accepted this, and if I could go back, I wouldn't, because of two things. Because of the blessings I received by being willing to tell my story and the doors it opened, but also because I helped so many people along the way.
Mhm.
And, I was sent here to help people. All of us were.
Totally.
It's our duty to help others at all times,
Mhm.
without exception, because not without any expectation of reward, just because it's the right thing to do. I know how lucky I am to be here, and I know I've been given a unique opportunity to help others. And I have found that by telling my story, by fighting for others, I'm also fighting for myself at the same time.
Mhm. And I think that's what makes you who you are today, right? Your resilience, your strength, and just finding the blessings that came. Although it was as tragic as it was, and you endured a lot of things that you know, unimaginable, but the person you are today is way stronger than the person you were before. And that just came from, all the experiences, like you said, the blessings that you got post incident, post
Yeah.
accident. And I think that's what makes you special and you so motivating to the people of Hawaii, because not only is just, here in Hawaii, we have that aloha spirit, right? But I think you like exemplify that with your story and who you are as a person. And so connecting to others, like you said, like understanding their trauma, you share that same trauma and you can feel what they're feeling. And not a lot of people can do that. And so it's inspiring to me to hear that
Oh, thank
you
you.
are that person. And in a way, I could only imagine the way that your family was feeling at the time and how you were feeling. And I could not even relate, but at the same time, I'm so thankful that you are here today so you can be a voice for others and inspire others. And it's truly amazing to hear your story and to see the work that you've done since then.
Thank you. I tell people, we're told not to let bad things define us, like or one bad event.
Mhm.
Um, so I tell people it's not my stabbing that defines me. It is the reaction to my stabbing that has made me who I am. I mean,
Wow.
I'm never going to pretend that I didn't go through it
Mhm.
because, I can't, every movement I make, every time I look in the mirror is a reminder of that, but I'm proud of it. A lot of what I've done and what I've overcome is because of the people of Hawaii. From from day two when I was in the hospital up until, right now, I get letters from people and I want uh I want everyone to know how much the support means to me. So I actually keep those letters. They're in the top drawer of my dresser. And if I have a bad day, I read them
Mhm.
and it keeps me going. A lot of the people that I've met, especially from Hawaii, corresponding like Facebook, Instagram, or just through the mail, these are relationships that I maintain to this day.
Wow.
So like right after I got out of the hospital, people wrote me and I wrote back. They were like, "Well, we're surprised that you wrote back." Not only did I write them back, I sent a picture of me and Rapunzel, my dog. And I went to as soon as I got out of the hospital, I went to the fire station. I tracked down the firefighters that saved my life and I got them all asadas. They're like, "No one ever comes back." But I said, "Hey, well, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here." My ability to reach others has only increased. That is the one silver lining that I can glean from this.
Yes. Truly, truly inspiring. And I feel like you said, that you are still searching for your purpose, even though I already feel like you have a purpose in itself and you are who you are and you are amazing. But it's so inspiring to still hear that you still are looking for your purpose, or you're still not done yet. That's, the end goal is the end goal and you're not even there yet. And I think that's what's most inspiring and most motivational. And I wanted to thank you for sharing your story, especially through this interview. And for those who are interested in hearing more about Nicholas's story and just being in contact with you one-on-one, is there any way that people can reach out to you via Instagram, Facebook, your social handles?
Yes. No, I'm active on see Instagram, Facebook. People can also email me.
Well, perfect. Hopefully this interview and this video will get people to go to your page and purchase all the knitting materials that you have been making to still support you. And of course, be in contact with you. So that would be amazing. But because we are
Yeah,
coming
absolutely.
to the end of our interview, I just wanted to mahalo you, Nicholas, for taking the time to speak to us, to the people of Hawaii. And again, if anyone is still wanting to communicate with Nick, he is very active on social medias. Be sure to purchase any of his knitting materials, because not only would this give you a piece of him, but it will make him feel great to have a piece of you, just to communicate. So thank you, Nick, for being here. Thank you for being so inspirational to everyone. And it was so nice to talk with you.